Today, I am going to discuss how to solve the assignment problem. I have taken a very simple problem and I will discuss how to solve it. I am not going to discuss the theoretical background of it, just only the practical aspects, how we will solve it. This is a 4 by 4 assignment problem. 4 persons A, B, C, D are to be allocated to 4 jobs 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the matrix in which the times required by the persons to the job are noted. Say this means the B person will take to finish the job 18 hours if it is in hours. D person require 24 hours to finish this job in this way. The times are noted on the matrix. Assignment problem is a minimization problem and we'll solve it by Hungarian method. Now step by step I am going to discuss how to solve it. This is not a very complicated problem, very simple problem, but still it is important for your exam. For detailed and more complicated problem you can see my other videos. Okay, now I'm going to start. First check it is a balanced assignment problem or not. Balance means the number of persons and the number of jobs are same. Then it is a balanced problem. That means a square matrix. But if it is not so, then it will be called as an unbalanced assignment problem. Sometimes you may say that the number of persons are less but the jobs are more. Or the jobs are less, number of persons are more. That is the case of unbalanced transportation problem. How you solve it, it is done in separate video. I am not going to discuss that. It is a balanced problem in this case. Moreover, sometimes you will see instead of time, cost, profit is noted. I'm just giving you some idea or background of different type of problems. If the person A is allocated with the branch A, the profit is 20 lakhs, if in this way. If the person B is allocated with this branch, the profit is 20. If the problem is like that, then it will be a maximization problem. In that case, first you have to convert the problem to minimization problem and then you have to solve it. But your case is minimization as it is a case of time. I think it is clear. Whatever I have mentioned, that is maximization problem, unbalanced problem, for that purpose you will see my other videos. I am not going to complicate this, just what are the methods to solve this problem. First, what you will do, I am not going to note, you will note in your copy because the space is very less, and if I start to write on the board it will take unnecessary time, just to make you understand how you will solve it. First, what you will do, for first row you will find out the minimum element, in this case the minimum hours. Out of first row wise you will do it. First row 20, 25, 22. Out of this, which one is minimum? 20 is minimum. You will subtract 20 from all remaining elements and note down it. I am doing on the same table, but you will do in a separate table. Why I am doing this? Because the space is limited. That's why I am not going to repeat it. I am doing on the same table. If I subtract 20 from all the elements, then what will be the value? 20 minus 20 is 0. 25 minus 20 is 5 in this way. That is 2. And 28 minus 20 is 8. The same process you will do for other rows also. So I am doing the next row. The minimum element is 15. That's why 15 minus 15, 18, 23, 17. The minimum is 15. That's why I have to subtract 15 from all other elements. This is 0, this is 3, this is 3, and this is 8, and this is 2 in this way. For this row, the minimum element is 17. That's why this is 2, this is 0, and this is 4, and this is 7. Okay. And for the last row, the minimum element is which one? This is subtract 23 from all other elements. Then this is 2, 23, and this will be 0, and this will be 1, and this will be also 1. Just like Let's check it. 2011 2047 0382. Okay. Now the same process you have to do column wise. হ্যালো ক্লাস নিচ্ছি পরে, হ্যাঁ পরে কথা, হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে। The same process you have to do column wise. The minimum element for this column is 0, that's why it will not change. For this column also the minimum element is 0, again this will not change. But in this case the minimum element is, why not change? If you subtract 0 then the elements will be remain same. That's why I'm not changing it. The minimum element is 0. If you subtract 0 from all other elements of this column, the value remains same. But in this case, it will change. What is the minimum element? In this case, it is 1. You have to subtract 1 from all the elements of this column. In that case, this will be 1. Then 8 minus 1 is 7. And 4 minus 1 is 3. And 1 minus 1 is 0. The same process you will do for this column. The minimum element is 1. You have to subtract 1 from all other elements. That's why 8 minus 1 is 7, 2 minus 1 is 1, and 7 minus 1 is 6, and 1 minus 1 is 0. In this way, you have to complete the subtraction from row wise and column wise for all the elements. After completing this, what you will do, just check 0517, 0371, 2036, 23. You have to pass horizontal or vertical lines so that all the zeros will be covered, all the zeros will be touched. Mind it, the number of lines should be minimum. The lines should be either horizontal or vertical. You cannot draw diagonal lines. Again I am repeating, draw horizontal or vertical lines to cover all the zeros. And another thing, the line should be minimum. Not like that you just draw in this way and cover all the zeros. No. The minimum number of lines you have to draw horizontally or vertically to cover all the zeros. This is the rules. Okay. Now I am doing it. See, this is one line and this is another line and this is another line. Then how many lines are required to cover all the zeros? 3 lines are required. You can check, it is not possible with the help of 2 lines you will cover all the zeros. It is not possible. The minimum number of lines is 3. But you cannot draw 4 lines because the minimum number of lines is 3. That is the rule. Okay. If 2 lines permits you to cover all the zeros, then it is okay. But it is not possible in this case. You can try it. You will not stop here. How many lines required to cover all the zeros? Minimum number of lines? 3. But the order of the matrix is 4. 4 by 4. It is a 4 by 4 matrix. It is a 4 by 4 matrix. That means order of the matrix is 4. But the number of lines are 3. That means you have not reached to the final table. You have to do something. Sir, why you are doing so? The theoretical background of it or any other detailed discussions, I am not going for that. Only I am going to help you how to solve any assignment problem. The cost of the concept of opportunity cost, and we are minimizing that. I am not going that background in detail, as it is a practical subject in exam, so it is a 5 to 6 marks how to solve it. That steps I am going to show you. So we have not reached to the final table for allocation. We have to do something. Why not, sir? The reason is the number of lines are less than the order of the matrix. If the number of lines are 4, then we'll stop here, and then the next step will start for allocation. Allocation of person with the job. Then what we'll do here, as we have not reached the final table, what you will do, you find out the minimum element of the remaining elements. Remaining elements, these are the remaining elements, because all these are covered. You find out the minimum element from the remaining elements. You note down the process steps. Sometimes it is also asked in the exam the steps for solving any assignment problem. Then you will write the steps. What is the minimum element? This is the minimum element, 1. In this case, 1, 7, 7. This is the 1 is the minimum element. Then what you will do? You subtract this minimum element from all other elements. you subtract this minimum element from these remaining elements and add this minimum element to the junction point of horizontal and vertical line. Where is the junction point? This is one junction and this is one junction. And you need not to do anything other elements which have been covered. This is the rule. Again I am repeating what you will do in this stage. Find out the minimum elements from the remaining elements. You will subtract that element, that minimum element from all the remaining elements. And you will add that minimum element to the junction point. And you will not do anything, you keep the other elements remains same. You will not touch it. 5, 3, 0, 0, 0. But here it will be 0 plus 1, it will be 1. And this is 2 plus 1, this is 3 like that. And this will be 0, 1 minus 1, this is 7 minus 1 is 6. Again I am doing on this table, otherwise I have to erase it. And again I have to write. The board is short, that's why I am doing on this board. So this will be remains same. I am doing here. That means I am changing the color. The next table, sorry, what it was, we have to add this 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1, it will be 3. 2 plus 1, that means it will be 3. This will be same. 0 plus 1, that means it will be 1. And this will be 1 minus 1 is 0. 7 minus 1 is 6. Now used different color. And 3 minus 1 is 2. And it will remain same. It will remain same. 6 minus 1 is 5. And 1 minus 1 is 0. And 7 minus 1 is 6. Your new table will be like this. It is better because एक बार अगर कोई लाइन गड़बड़ to खींच दिया तो it will be, it is better to draw fresh way. If you mistake in between different stages, it is better to draw a fresh table and it will be easy for you. 0, otherwise to overcome it, it will be more complicated. This is the table. 4, 2, 0, 0. It's better you have got some experience. If you do some mistake, then what will happen? 6, 0, 6, 0. This is A, B, C, and D. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can draw this simple, this line, 4 lines, 1 line, 2 line, 3 lines. This is the 4 lines. That means minimum 4 lines are required. You cannot draw 3 lines to cover all the zeros. You can check it. At least 4 lines are required. That means the number of lines and the order of matrix is same. Order of matrix is 4 and the number of lines is also 4. You have reached to the final table. Now next step. What is the next step or next stage? That is called allocation stage. You have to allocate the persons with the jobs. When you will reach to the step where the number of lines and the order of matrix is same, then you stop there, and after that you will start allocation. I think it is clear. Now I am just noting this in a fresh table because otherwise it will be unnecessarily cumbersome or complicated. Okay, the same table for allocation I am again going to draw. Again going to draw the same table. Same table I am going to draw. It is a 4 by 4 where the number of lines and order of the matrix is same. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, and D, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I am writing the fresh way 0, 0, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 2, 0, and 0. 0, 6, 3, and 0. 6, 0, 6, 0. This was the table. Just add drop dust. Now I am going to start allocation. How will you allocate it? How you will allocate it? First, you start the row where is only one allocation. Oh, sorry, only 1 0 is there. In this row, you see only 1 0 presents. In this row, 2 0. In this case, also 2 zeros are there. In this case, but in this case, in this row, there is only 1 0. If there is any column there is only 1 0, you have to allocate to that. Why? You have to allocate because you have to give some job to the person C. Only 1 0 is there. You have to allocate on the 0. The square means you are allocating the job. You are allocating the person C to the job 2. Then you have to cross it because once this job is allocated, this job cannot be given to any other person. You cannot give to D because 0 is here. That's why I have crossed it. It is allocated. Again, see, is there any 1 0 to any row or column? No. Now you start from the first row. From the first row, you start allocation. And this is must. You have to do it. That's why I have done it first. Because there is only 1 0 and you have to allocate it. Otherwise, what job will get by C? Okay, now come to the first person. You allocate this one. First row, you select the 0, first 0 in this way. And you cross it. Sir, why you have crossed this? Because you cannot allocate any other job to A. You have allocate A to this job. Once this job is allocated, then you have to cross all other zeros horizontally or vertically. Because you cannot give this job is allocated. That's why you cannot allocate further here. It is allocated A to this job. Now for B, there is only 1 0 and that's why this is the allocation. At the moment you allocate it, that means B person is allocated with 4th job. That means you cannot allocate this job further. And only 1 0 is remaining. It must be given to D. That means D will be allocated to 3rd. This is the process by which you have to allocate the persons with the jobs. Okay. Now, what will be your answer? It is better to write this side because the space A has to be allocated, the person A has to be allocated the job 1, B is to be allocated with the job 4, and C is to be allocated with the job 2, and D is to be allocated with the job 3. And how much time would require? You can write it. I don't know it will be publishable or not. In the space, yes, it will come probably. So for A to 1, you go to the first table and then put the time from that table. A to 1 job, the time is 20 hours. B to 4 is 17 hours. You check the first table. And C to 2 is 17 hours. 17 hours. And D to 3 is 24 hours. The total time will be required. You add 20 plus 17 plus 17 plus 24, and the total time will be 78 hours. Total time will be 78 hours. I am writing by this side also. If the space, then it will be Okay. Okay, that will serve the purpose. So in this way, you can solve any assignment problem in your exam. So what will be your answer? Your answer is the person A is to be allocated with job 1, B is to be allocated with job 4, and C is to be allocated with the job 2, and D is to be allocated with job 3. And the total time is, you can check, this is the minimum time. If you allocate in any different way, then you will see the total time will be higher. And this is the method which is called Hungarian method. The Hungarian method is used to solve the assignment problem. So today I have discussed a balanced assignment problem and how it is to be solved step by step, that I have discussed. Thank you. You have any problem, then you just write to the comment box, and definitely I will reply at the earliest possible. Okay? Thank you.